why her husband never wants anything for Father's Day. I explained to her that most men feel their value is in what they do, their persistence, instead of who they are, their existence. This programmed, performance-based mentality makes it hard for us as men to accept gifts for doing nothing.
Yeah. Look, invitation sent, sign, seal, deliver, you got it, now welcome in. Engaging with the listener, a space for where you is. As we debate particulars, trying to build a bridge through conversation that's intimate, the mission is thought-provoking with words spoken. Bitter truth, not sugar-coated, just an openness, place on display. Wisdom in the words that he say, a part of just embracing every gray over here. No fear, clear, I'm unafraid. I'm much older, I no longer hold a child ways. Adults in the room, times past for playing games. Grown talk, isn't that the reason why you came? Simple and plain, delivery raw, straight to the chase. Better than before, learning from your yesterdays. Introducing insight, influence, be amazed by a brother of a certain age. Now rock with him.
Yo, what's good? What's good? Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing way over there? Let's see what's going on. Happy Father's Day, Howard. Hey, what's going on, YouTube Unfold? Appreciate you for being here. Always showing support. Appreciate you, lad. Lisa, you know we fam. Let me see. Let me just pause this for a second. All right, I had to turn the AC off. And let me find me a little music for the background. And let me put it down low so I can hear it. What is that? No, not that. No, not that. No, not that. Chill jazz mode. What's this? No. I think I'm gonna just do chill jazz mode. Yeah, leave it out there. What's going on? HR's in the building. What's up? Appreciate y'all for being here. As y'all know, it is Father's Day, so I wanted to come up here and salute the dads a little bit. Yeah. Happy Daddy's Day. All right, let's see here. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna be here because I do have to go to work tonight. I was gonna go to work today at 4:00, but I was talked out of going to work this early. I was gonna do a 16-hour shift, but people around me wanted to celebrate me a little bit, so I can't complain about that. How you make them hearts? Can't complain about that. How's the music in relation to my voice? Do I need to turn it down a little bit? Turn it up a little bit? Sip on some coffee. I need a little bit of a pick-me-up. I don't know. Did y'all see? I kind of messed it up. I had both. I had my stream and the YouTube playing because I was wondering why am I hearing the echo? But I had the good balance. Okay, good. I know you know. I'm gonna put the AC on because this coffee is making me a little warm. Hopefully that won't be too bad. Yeah, there you go. Hey, beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play that one time, and then I'll go from there. Because I started it, but I don't know if I executed what I wanted to do there. All right. Be right back.
Asked me why her husband never wants anything for Father's Day. I explained to her that most men feel their value is in what they do, their persistence, instead of who they are, their existence. This programmed, performance-based mentality makes it hard for us as men to accept gifts for doing nothing. What we truly desire from our wives or the special women in our lives is genuine respect, affirmation, and understanding every day, not just on a special occasion.
All right. We'll start from there. Obviously, I like what he was saying there. And he got a good look too. He got the bald head, glasses, and the gray beard. So can't lose with that. Oh, I don't want that. And then I'm also definitely gonna drop the link because I wanna get y'all's opinion. What's up, TMK? Bombay in the house. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Between me and Bombay and Chat Lives Matter, the boring guys kind of got to stick together. All right, let me remove that before I press it again. All right, cool. Nope, I don't want that either. So yeah, how y'all doing? I had a good day today. Only thing is I switched something up today. What is this? Okay. I don't know if my stomach, I don't know, as you get older, your stomach, certain things you may be able to eat changes. But I've been hitting the gym pretty hard. And I've been taking my my protein shake right after the gym. And give me some more air. And lately, it's been bothering my stomach. I don't know if it was that. So instead of today, I switched it up. Today I had, after my workout, I didn't eat anything but steak. So I had me some steak, but I did have me some salmon and some Brussels sprouts, bacon and the cheese on the side. So that was my dinner. Nice Father's Day meal. Yeah, I bought this slow release protein because the regular protein that goes straight into my body was kind of agitating me. So I got the slow release protein, and that was working for a while. So I don't even know if it's the protein that was the problem. I really don't even know if it was the protein that was the problem. I just said after the workout, I'm gonna try something different. Let me know if the AC is too, if it's too loud, because I just turned it on. So let me know if that's starting to drown me out or if I need to get closer to the mic or whatever. Y'all gonna be my sound check. Appreciate it. But yeah, today is Father's Day, so I wanted to do that. I did one last year, and I think it's a good look. I'm usually not the one that can't hear the AC at all. Good. I got all this stuff here. Well, actually, I run everything through Rodecaster Pro, not the second one. They got the Rodecaster, they got the Pro, and they got the Duo. And so I got the original Rodecaster. And so, wait a minute, I think I got this thing on energy mode. I don't want it on energy mode. I want it to stay on. With energy mode, it stays on to a certain degrees, then it kicks off. Now I want the AC blowing, especially since y'all can't hear it. Oh man. But yeah, I was getting a little tired, man. I started getting tired. So let me have me some coffee. And since I did post the damn live, I said I gotta show up. I'll be wanting my PTO. So I gotta show up. Welcome on in, Lorna Williams. Appreciate you showing support, you know. New supporter, but she's been showing up, so I can't do nothing but appreciate you. But yeah, I did a Father's Day stream last year. It was a little heavier because I was just trying to tell my story a little bit more to get people to understand where my perspective came from, but also just give you a window inside of my mind. I interact with a lot of y'all, and I think I'm not one of those people that's opposed to sharing, especially if something that I'm going through or something that I can help somebody with avoid, or something that may be something that's good in a good way, that, you know, I'm not opposed to sharing those things. And I'm not, you know, and you know, I'm not ashamed of my life. The things I did, you know what I'm saying? I got to stand in them. So I don't mind sharing. But anyway, I did it live last year, and I'm thinking of like things that I could do annually. So I think Father's Day is something that I could do. I'm not a really celebratory person. And oh, you know what? QT, we can't forget the sugar daddies. Oh man. Yeah, so I'm trying to balance it out. I got to the point where I was kind of like sour on like celebratory days. That's what that post was about. That's what that video was about with Jason Wilson. I think he does a lot of good content. And when something speaks to me, then I gravitate towards it, no matter who the message is coming from. But I thought that particular post that I played was more along the line that I think, like, I don't necessarily feel like, you know, celebratory a lot of times. And I feel like the one thing that happened with me, I think, is me pushing back on particular days, because I'm like, these days are made up and we should be celebrating every day. That's why I feel we should enjoy every day. And but the problem is when you dive way deep into that, you know, you can affect other people around you because they may want to celebrate. And, you know, then I end up becoming like a bit of a buzzkill, because I don't want to celebrate these things, or my attitude changes around these particular days. So I'm trying to balance it. I know TMK, you know, you would advise me to balance it out. So I'm trying to balance it out. And Father's Day is one of those days, because I'm an advocate for men. Love ladies, love everything about y'all, but I do feel like there's a lane and there's a lot to be said about men and the way we move forward healthily, and we should be looking out for each other and take care of our mental and emotional and our physical health, going to the doctors and all those things like that. So I do want to celebrate fathers today. And that's the, you know, wherever you fall you fall in line. It could be mentors because you're a father figure. You could be mentoring people. You don't have to be biologically related to somebody. You could just be a mentor. For me, I'm more of one of the quiet providers. You know, I just kind of go along, plug along, and do what I feel like I need to do. It's necessary. Make sure the kiddos is good, and so I'm more of the quiet providers. But you know, I'm the average guy, average dad. You know, corny jokes. You know, I wouldn't say I'm one of them grill dads. I don't know. About you, TMK, JJ, you still in here, or Legend. I'm not one of them grill dads. You know, some people love to grill, and they that's their thing, and you can't touch their grill. I can grill a little bit, but if I'm being honest, I didn't start grilling until I was in my 30s, mid 30s maybe, and maybe 40, maybe around 40. So I'm not one of the grill dads. Okay, you don't grill at all. Okay, all right. Well, there you go. Some people swear by it, you know. Some people swear by it. But yeah, you could. Yeah, I was. Side note, I was in the cloud a day. Actually, no, I watched the replay. I wasn't actually here for the live show. I did see you agitating a panelist or two. I did witness that. Anybody still using those anymore? Anybody still using the Foreman grills? I used to love that thing. I used to love that Foreman grill. I was putting everything on it. For real. But yeah, you know, so yeah, just a salute. Well, listen, I just know that you were getting a reaction. I'll just say that. Whatever you were doing, you was getting a reaction. Yes, not the summer. She laughed at the goofy time. Yeah, for sure. You know, you think about we all had experience with the kiddos when they're little, over pouring the milk with the cereal. You know, they got it all down, but that jug, they don't know how to balance it quite yet and make a nice mess. Hey, hit that like button. True. Let me see it. Y'all hit my like. Let's see. I gotta refresh that because it say 12 people and 3 likes. I gotta refresh that. Let me get my content creator on. Oh, it's 6. My bad. 6 is good. Let's stay halfway. We'll take the half. So some of the things that come to mind to me as far as, well, we could do chat and me, but I'm gonna say some things to see how you guys feel about them, or you could add to it for sure. So I would say being a good father is your presence, being there as much as you can. Some people, you can't be there every day, but I think your presence is needed. And sometimes it's not even to do anything. It may just to be there. You know, there's been times where any one of my kids, which I have 3, any one of them, they'll just, you know, especially when they're younger, they'll just want to just sit next to you and just want you to watch TV with them, or, you know, want to read to you or something like that. And that presence it's an underrated thing, I think, because, you know, we're so busy being providers and grinding and being quote unquote men, that sometimes we could forget that the kids, for us personally, like I wanted so bad because I was homeless several times, because I grew up without. I wanted so bad to create an atmosphere or a lifestyle for my kids that they didn't have to go through the things. They didn't have to see the inside of a homeless shelter or a YMCA. And, so wanting so bad for your family not to have to experience that you can grind, you can put your head down and grind to the point where your presence is really, really the most important thing. So my kids are 32, 17, and 7. Yeah. And I did get to have some good conversations with my 2 younger ones. My oldest one, we communicated, but she's in Texas, so I didn't get a chance really I wasn't able to be in her presence today, but that's fine. So, yeah, so the presence is a big deal. And obviously I've talked about protection because we want to protect our kids so much that sometimes we can, lack on the presence as far as there. When I say for anybody just walking in, when I say presence, I mean, your physical presence. And then love, for sure. And if, love is one of those things that, if you're communicating, if you're in constant communication with your kids and you open that line and they feel comfortable enough to talk to you about things, you'll learn how to love them in a way that's important to them. It's not going to be the same, especially if you have multiple kids. It's not going to be the same thing. You may be like, well, listen, this is what I did for my oldest. So, but it may not work for your youngest or your middle. And so you definitely want to try, that's where the presence comes in, being around your kids. Definitely allows you to learn how to love them. So what are some of the things that y'all think, if I could get a little feedback now? Yes, this is good. I like that. So actually, let me leave that up there to remind me to keep going and get to talk about that. So yeah, part of it is we're conditioned to parent our kids until they're 18. And then they're adults, and it's like hopefully they took everything in that we gave them and life lessons and all that stuff, but now we let them fly. So only one of my kids is an adult, and it's still ongoing, especially when she first left the house. And like I said, she's 32 now, but when she first in her early 20s and maybe up to she got married, it was more of an interactive, parenting where, like when she was going for her car or she's going for a house, like that encouragement. And, I want to say it's been a couple of years since we actually just me and her just went and just grabbed a bite to eat and just talked. And I think a lot of it is, for me, the parenting as an adult, the father to an adult, I had to make sure that there wasn't a hint of judgment in whatever was going on. So it's still my baby. She's my firstborn. I was a teenage father, so I kind of grew up with her. But also I just want to make sure that when it comes to, I'm just, this is the way I am. I just been super encouraging to my kids, and as she became an adult, I just saw that she just was able to just fly. She didn't really require much more than the hugs and the encouragement. So the other thing about hey Fiona, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in, enjoying them beautiful beaches and traveling the world. I'm always going to salute that. Yeah, I definitely, I never wanted wanted any of my kids to feel like they're being judged by me. What part of what I've done and what I continue to do, and from the time they're small even till now, is I share my life experiences with them, the things that I did, good, bad, or indifferent. Like, they pretty much know all the nonsense and stuff that I was doing. And of course, I didn't stop nonsense. I continue to do nonsense at all kinds of ages. So they actually were there to witness it and call me on the carpet, give me the looks, and make sure I know that certain things that I was doing, they definitely disapproved of. And I've always told them to do that. I never wanted my kids not to be able to say if they think I'm wrong, with respect, of course. I don't have any problem with, somebody disagreeing with me. I don't think it, even if you have a partner that you love, you're not gonna always have positive things to say to them or about them. So I never expected that from my kids, but yeah. Yeah, I was the same way. With my oldest daughter, I was like telling her to stay home until you got enough money. If you want to buy a house, whatever it is you want to do, and then you can hit the ground running. But after she got her first master's, she was gone. So, and met a great guy, and they're married, and I honestly don't worry about her at all, because I know just her character and his character. So I guess I need to be a little bit more active, though. What you say, Chalice? I've kind of took my foot off the gas. I think. I'm glad you brought that up, because I definitely see that I stepped back, maybe too far back. So yeah, glad you was here and glad you brought that up. Yeah, loving it. Yeah, calling, texting when you get home. Yeah. I get it. I was told certain disrespect because I wanted my kids to be able to talk to me. Yeah, no, I don't see that. Like, if it's like, for me, the way I feel, could be wrong. The way I feel, like, if you can't, if your kids can't be open and honest with you, like, we want to encourage them to take on the world and you do all the things you want to do and don't let anybody disrespect you and speak up for yourself. I believe it starts at home. And I believe that if your kids, they get comfortable, is repetition with speaking up for themselves, and then have a conversation. If you can't tell, I'm a lecturer. Like, I'd never hit my kids. I would talk my kids until their eyes are rolling in the back of their head because they want me to shut up. I can see it on their face. And I've even opened up the door for my kids. If you want to just talk to me and you don't want to hear any feedback, just let me know at the beginning of the conversation like that. I just want to say some stuff. I don't want any feedback. I don't want to hear your mouth. I just want to talk and just listen. What's up, Kate? Yeah. So I have some things I wanted to talk about, but it was just going to be more generic stuff that I wanted to say and get up out of here. But I'm digging the conversation, so and I can still do some of the stuff, with you guys. So I'm gonna now, and if nobody comes up, I can continue on. Not a problem. No pressure for anybody, but I'm definitely gonna drop the link. It's for anybody to continue the conversation. What's up, LV? Appreciate you. Yeah. I was big on that. All right, so let me put that link in there, and if anybody wants to come up and copy. All right, the message is pinned. And I appreciate you, Keith. Appreciate you for coming through. I always appreciate it, Definitely appreciate it. And happy Father's Day to all of y'all, all the fathers there. Happy Father's Day. And that's whether you are biological, you are mentoring, you're a bonus dad, any of that. It's a lot of people that do work in the community that are pretty much father figures. And, P, appreciate you. Speaking of somebody that took on a role of his kids as father figure for his kids and kids that are not biological. So I'm always going to salute that. It's a lot of kids that need that guidance, especially in certain communities. Mentoring, any kind of mentoring or anything that's like in that social work field, it definitely can be heartbreaking, and it's definitely you have to be able to deal with a lot of stuff. So, all right. Let me see because I was having issues with. Well, I wasn't having issues. I didn't know what I was doing. StreamYard, I wasn't showing my guests, but hello there.
Oh my goodness, I'm here,
What's going on?
You are, darling. Happy Father's Day to all the daddies out there.
Yes, that's what it's about today.
I like the way she put it. My auntie, or my sister auntie out there, she said to all the sugar daddies in a second.
I can't believe I forgot to salute the sugar daddies. They play a big role in society now. We can't forget about the sugar daddies.
So you said your Father's Day is going good. Every day is going good.
Yeah. And again, like I said, I was going to go to work and work a 16-hour shift. Like I was, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, people's like, let's chill. Like you can get to that, eat, have a nice dinner, relax, so I decided to do that. And so it's rewarding. It is rewarding because although what I'm trying to do overall as far as providing is important to me, I got to learn to stop and smell the roses. I know I'm not the only one that just continue to go and next thing you know, another year's passed by. And you know what I'm saying? So I got to slow down and stop and smell the roses. So today I decided to kind of do that. I'm still going to work at, what time is 7:30? I'm still going to work in 4.5 hours, but I did.
Well, did you have your toes out a little bit today?
No, I got them out now. I didn't
have that's what matters. Toes is out today.
I had to though. I had to. My feet was barking after that, the walking and all the steps I was doing.
I just told my husband, I was like, I gotta get in the shower. I was outside earlier, just like, I just feel icky, sticky, and I got to jump in the shower. This is nasty.
Mm.
But I do want to say, if you don't mind, my CP is in the chat, and I just want to say thank you. I appreciate the words that you have given us, especially with our history, and to be that considerate of my sister and her situation. Thank you, P. The words were received and accepted. So I want to let that be known. And to say thank you also for bringing this kind of atmosphere to us. We need it, honey. I told you that last time. We need this just in the music, and your voice is nice and calm and everything. You just created an atmosphere where we really are chilling, and it encourages us to kind of speak. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no, I mean that's that's where I am, man. This is me. I feel like I'd be goofy if I came up here doing something that people don't, my people outside see me and that's around me and see me getting up here acting goofy. Now, don't get me wrong, I could be goofy, but it would look goofy. It would look goofy to them if I wasn't being myself. But
okay, my love.
Appreciate you.
I'm about to get down and stuff and tend to my other half, and
okay.
Like I said, I might get pregnant tonight. I don't know. We might have a baby again. I don't know, but we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens after I come out this shower and see what you want to do. So all my honey bunnies in the chat and my darlings shall have a wonderful day. And again, thank you, fathers, for being you and giving us another generation of love that we can hopefully get this world together. So I throw you off every damn time. So anywho.
Oh my goodness. I did not expect that.
Of course you didn't, honey. Of course you didn't. You gotta keep it like that, darling. All right, honey. All right. Have a good one, and I'm gonna be in and out. So
I appreciate you.
I do adore you, honey.
All right. Have a good night. Oh man, I didn't expect that. Yeah, man. Yeah. Appreciate you, Rod, for showing up. Appreciate you. Salute for taking time. I know you a busy content creator. Got big fish to fry, and you always doing something. So I appreciate you for taking some time. Oh, man. Shout out to Teresa for coming up here talking about she might get pregnant tonight. All right, so now I'm gonna start getting a little interactive with y'all. I want to see if y'all could put some things in the chat that y'all feel like are like what makes a great father in your mind. What are some of the things y'all feel makes a great or a good father? If y'all don't mind sharing with me, help a brother out. Or not. I talked about presence, humor, right? Even though my jokes might be corny, it's always good to have a little humor with your kids. Wisdom, we supposedly get that as we get older, but sometimes I feel like I got wisdom, and then other times, I'm not so sure. Yeah, sacrifice. But yeah. That is one of those things that I was saying I had to have balance with, right? Because I want to sacrifice, because I want them to be in a position to win in life. I want them to hit the ground running. I want them to have every advantage. And it specifically is kind of based on the fact that I didn't have certain things. So I'm like, I really don't want them like I don't really want them, to have any struggle. Now, you can't prevent certain things. Obviously, kids got to live life, but I just, it's hard for me to even consider like my kids would be struggling. I want them to win in every way. Like I'll do anything, to try to make sure to at least put at least give them a head start, and then what they do with that, what they do with that is what they do with it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Now Howard Wood, like I said last time when he's in my chat, science, nutrition, ingredients, he breaks it down. He's one of my accountability partners that I joined in 2019, and we've been going strong. We pretty much talk every day on the Voxer app. We leave messages, whether it be encouragement or kicking the ass or just in conversation. We do a lot of that. And Howard's in Texas, and Harmony's in North Carolina, and Mark and Lee are both in the UK. So yeah, it's 5 of us. What was cool about that was it's different iterations. There's been probably about 25, 30 people that came through the group, and we ended up settling on 5. Yeah, just so salute Howard. I appreciate him always support. Emotional maturity, knowing to listen and be silent. I like that. Do you feel like you have to have had that in order to really be effective, or you feel like this is something that you can learn, Lorna? And then I'll get back to you when you answer that. Yeah, I definitely worry about that. So a couple of things on that. My oldest daughter, like, really never took the city bus. As a kid, I walked everywhere. I rode my bike. I took the city bus. We got to where we was getting, but we was the latchkey kids. We kind of, did things on our own a lot of times. And, but I remember when she had to go to jury duty, and she didn't, like, downtown it's like right up the hill, take the bus. It's a straight shot. And she, like, freaked out because she didn't, know how to really catch the city bus. So that was one of those things where I in one of those moments where I was like, yeah, did we really, did me or mom really, like, did we hinder her? She obviously she adjusted, but yeah, it can have that effect on them. And the other thing was, I was in CVS with my son, and the guy in front of me was on his phone, and he was, like, cursing and going on and whatever on his cell phone. And then after he got off the phone, he looked at me. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry for cursing in front of the little one. I just, and then I was like, and I told him, nah, you know what? I teach my kids, like, language and things like that. I don't want them to be offended that easy by words that are coming out of somebody's mouth. And it also includes the intent. If you're talking to him or me that way, maybe there'll be some kind of feeling initially, especially right off the bat. But yeah, I would say that when it came to those things that, like, making sure your kids get from point A to point B, making sure they are where they say they're going to be, and double checking and triple checking. We have all these things now. We have, like, locations on phones and things like that we have available to us now. So, but as my kids got older, I slowly had to let go of that rope and kind of let them, because I always think, like, what was I doing at this age? And then my kids are nowhere near doing the nonsense that I was doing at certain ages of their life. So you can make it to where they don't know how to deal with things that we may feel basic. It's a basic struggle. Some kids can't deal with certain things, but again, it's balance, right? It's balance. Like, how did you balance that out, JJ? Yeah, man, that's beautiful. That's actually a great idea too. It's actually a great idea. Right. Yeah. I agree. It's something you can learn. Agree is something you do. I just wanted to see where you was at with it. Bus with your kids or to the library, show them how to use a bus. And there are people out there just do that. Yeah. Now I haven't got. I can't say that I've done that. That's actually a great idea. Going to the library with them, yes, but everything for me was like, let's hop in the car and go. Matter of fact, my 17-year-old right now is in the process of going to driving school. I don't know how it is where you guys are, but I think in Connecticut, you have to go to driving school as teenagers. The parents have to take it's like a 2-hour class. And then they have to get 10 hours on the road in the driving school. And I believe it's 40 hours in a road. They leave it up, it's an honor system. They leave it up to you to do 40 hours outside of school to get the test, in order to get certified to take the test, whatever. But so she's going to be driving within the next year or so, you know what I'm saying? So she's excited about it, but it's one of them things where you kind of got to let your babies expand, you know? I definitely would say that. I definitely would agree that what you see on the bus is an education all into itself. Or if you have, if you live in like a city and they have like a downtown area, downtown usually has everything. Everything. And all kind of education downtown. Yeah, that's good. So I actually, that's my lane right there. Responding to things like that. Yeah. Main thing with seizures is you can't really, you got to kind of let them go to it. You mainly want to move things out the way and give them, let them, because especially if it's like one of the grand malls, you kind of just got to move out the way. You can't do anything. And that old school, like putting something in their mouth and all that stuff that I heard when I was a young kid, like, yeah, those things are not advised at all. So, definitely. I'm liking it. I appreciate y'all for contributing, because I probably would have came on here, did about 20 minutes and said Happy Father's Day and been out. So I appreciate y'all. And let's see. Yeah. That's always interesting that I find it interesting that we will do that in moments of tragedy or there is a certain segment of people that are just pulling out their phones, but for the most part, when there's somebody in distress or somebody that needs something, I've seen people come together, and I just wish that we would do that more often, that when it has nothing to do with tragedy or some kind of distress. I think, connecting with people and being there for people, even if it's just conversation, is a good thing. And I don't think, I would like to see more of that. Hey, appreciate you, Black Anonymous. Thank you. Appreciate you. But yeah, we show instance of caring for each other. I just wish we would do it more when it's something that's not, quote unquote needed per se. So like, checking on each other more often. I wish we were at a place where if you saw somebody that looked like they just needed some kind words that we would feel comfortable enough to just, ask them without it coming off as weird. Now everything comes off as weird. The language we use, how we say things, specifically men caring for other men, try to make sure they're okay. Yeah, I don't have that problem with my friends and my loved ones. We tell each other we love each other on a routine basis, and we check on each other. But that is something that developed over time. When we were younger, we didn't, we didn't check on each other like that. We joked. Somebody had something going on, we joked about it and we made fun of them, and that was kind of our way of, being there for them, I guess. But as I've gotten older and we've seen everybody's kind of having the same struggles, and a big thing was leaving the street shit alone. Like when everybody had to get jobs and work 9 to 5 or work 40, 50 hours, nobody had time to be as hard as we did when we was hanging in the street. So we actually got a chance to really get to know each other on a different level and really, create a brotherhood. So now that great, yeah, it is. Listen, I remember when I was in high school, I might have been a freshman or sophomore in high school, and I was walking down a hallway. I had my pants sagging, and I felt somebody grabbed me, like yanked my pants up. I said, "Man, pull your pants up." I turned around. It was a guy probably looked like me, older gentleman. He was like the janitor or something like that. But he gave me a whole lecture about pulling my pants up, and all my friends, they laughing at me and everything like that, because it was weird at the time, but it obviously offended him. I would never. I don't think you would either, JJ. I don't think I would ever do that at this day and age. Just walk up behind one of these young boys and just grab their pants and pull them up. What's up, Kevin? Tuber Chats in the house. Appreciate you. Walking down the hall. Yeah. Well, listen, I mean, see, that's the difference though. Like, we was kids. It's not just your grandparents and it's the whole neighborhood to do that to you. You couldn't do anything. And like the projects I lived in, it was like 40 something buildings. I could be 20 buildings away. You couldn't, by the time you got home, everybody was there, but everybody was, making sure your moms knew, your pops knew what was going on. But, as I got older, like that shit didn't, once I got like into that street life, like you couldn't tell me none of that stuff. So that's why I say I couldn't see myself grabbing some random kid's pants and pulling them up and giving them a lecture about how to wear his pants. I probably wouldn't make it home, because although I'm sure of myself and I can fight. I could fight before I was trained, and I got a little training, with these kids walking around with these switches and all that. Yeah, you're not making it home. So I just keep it moving. Let them go through it. Hopefully they make it, get older, and then, can get some of the gray hair. Uh-oh. Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. And I'm okay with things being done in balance, because I don't ever want to. So I remember when I was younger and the things that I did, and I thought like when you got to a certain age, you had to cut off being a certain way of doing certain things. So there's some things that I feel like, somebody of a certain age, I can't be doing certain things. But that's also for me personally, this is just who I am. So as long as I'm not, getting out of my body on things, again, this stuff like this right here now, this is here. And this, if you, as a father, my kids are going to see it, or they can, the potential that they see it, and they could, wondering why daddy was acting that ain't who my dad was, but this is me. So it's easier for me it's easy for me to kind of, and plus I'm constantly trying to grow anyway. So if there's things I need to leave behind, just because I'm okay with that. It's not like everyone always feels younger than we are. Yeah. There's a couple of times where I felt a little, but just Father Time. The next morning, Father Time said, "Yeah, that you can't do, or if you're gonna do that, you need to stretch a little longer. If you're gonna do that, you need to, take 2 leaves and stretch out before you do that." But for the most part, yeah. If I remember correctly, when I saw a lot of, and it might have been the jobs that they were doing, but when I saw 52-year-old men when I was a kid, they didn't move around and they didn't seem to move around and have great posture or things like that. They seemed like they was old and worn down and broken down and stuff like that. But it could have been just my that youthful, my youthful shades I got on looking at these old dudes, man. I don't want to get 30. I don't want to get 40. I don't want to get 50. But before you know it, that's the other thing that being a parent, being a father does too. As you watching your kids grow and as they develop, yeah, you getting older too. But I love looking at life through my kids' eyes. Always loved that. Right. They say, the days are long, but life is short. Right. Before you know it, I couldn't, when I was younger, I couldn't fathom like retirement and I'm heading that way. So I couldn't fathom stuff like that when I was a kid. All right, what about let me see. I had something for TV dads. Who's your favorite TV dad? Who's your favorite TV dad? I'm interested in yours. Who's one of your favorite TV dads, Chat Live? I know you probably, I don't know if you have one. You have a different perspective, a different eye, or maybe that developed over the years. But when I listen to you talk, you come across like you have a different perspective to me than most people. Or at least you're able to, the way you vocalize it. Favorite or most memorable? Either or. Yeah, either or. Father from Eddie's father. Hold on, I'm gonna look at that. James Evans, Good Times. I knew James Evans would come up in there. Yeah. Incredible Hulk. Bill Bixby, what's your favorite dad? Hey, listen. One of my favorite things growing up, and one of the most iconic things watching on TV is when David Banner was turning into the Hulk, and he always turned towards the camera with them eyes. You knew shit was about to happen when he turned to the camera with them eyes. Okay, Al Bundy, Homer Simpson, Peter Griffin. Not your favorite, okay. People. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I'm sorry. Hold up. Let's see. Yeah. Not now. Yeah, see, I don't remember him as a dad though. I don't remember him as a dad. The evil Hulk on it. Was that the one with the he was skinny? He had like spiky hair. Was that one? I think that's the one you're talking about, Bombay. Yeah, man. Steve Austin, the $6 Million Man, or remember Andre the Giant was the Sasquatch, was Bigfoot in the Steve Austin shows. Yeah. Oh, no, wait a minute. He's Anthony Anderson. I would say, yeah, you could say Cosby. Don't be afraid to rep Mr. Don't be afraid to represent Bill. But Anthony Anderson, he's a new father. I guess he could be one of your favorite fathers. Yeah, they had to be, because the technology was, was horrible. The technology was horrible. Yeah, Linda, but she was, she was favorite something. I don't know about if she was a favorite dad, but she was a favorite something. Yes. One of my favorite. Actually, can you see the Star Wars cup? Yeah, I'm a big Star Wars fan. So anybody that knows me know that. I always wanted to get far, far away from this planet. What do you, for those that have gotten advice, and if you, so just be specific, just to cover everything. So if it wasn't your biological dad, whoever was somebody that was either a mentor or raised you, what was the best advice you were ever given by that particular person? What was the best advice your dad ever gave to you? I would say the best thing one of the best things he ever said to me was years ago, when I was about 15, 16 at the most. And I was on the corner. Because my father worked for the city, and I was on the corner of one of the projects that he worked for. And it was during school hours. And one of the best things he ever said to me was, there ain't nothing out here in these streets, but there's concrete. And that, if you fall on it, it's going to be unforgiving. Ain't nothing out here. And I was just like, whatever. So I knew better. I didn't know better, but I thought I knew better. Do it right or don't do it. Yeah, that's always good. It's always good. Always good. Any more? I'm gonna go on to something else. Y'all can still answer that question. What would you say is the most dad thing you ever did? What was the most dad thing you ever did? Who's Mr.? Where you from, Mr.? Happy Father's Day. Where you from, Mr.? Where do we know you from? Anyway, thanks for stopping in, Mr. If you have kids, happy Father's Day to you too. Yeah, what was the most dad thing you ever did? I'm trying to think. This was something that I could think was like, that's such a father. Can't say, licking your fingers and wiping the kid's eyes, because I think that could be considered a mom thing too. The day it came out. I bet he appreciated that. I don't like. You probably got the cool points you got for that. I can't even imagine the cool points. Miss Murph, appreciate you. Good to see you back around. Yeah, you got Kevin. You got cool points for that. Taking the kid out to play GTA. Yeah. I'm trying to think like dad thing. I don't know, man. Cause I got so many eye rolls and dad eye rolls that I'm thinking that they all kind of. What's up, Carrie? Welcome in. We just having a little Father's Day chat. Oh yeah. So you know what I did? Carrie, you just got here, so I don't know if you know, but I was asking your favorite TV dad and the best advice your dad gave you. Let me see. You may have reached so much child. You have to teach about past, present, ground. My parents Jamaican history is important in Jamaican culture. Okay. Well, you could keep it going. Like Chat Live was saying, like, there is an adult part of being a parent. Maybe you do something different and you look at things different, but Al Bundy. Yeah. Al Bundy, underrated dad. And what would you say, Carrie, is the best advice your dad ever gave you? Yeah. I imagine there's a lot of things you could choose from. You don't have to. Just give me one. What about a song that reminds you of your dad? How about that? That's probably a little bit more. Mine would go back to 70s. Let's see. So Mr. wasn't advice he gave, it was who he was. Just him allowing me to be myself, respecting judgment and always for her sake. That's big right there. That's big. And that's something that I aspire for my kids to feel. Yeah, that's big. That's big. I like that. Dad's favorite song, The Lion Sleeps Tonight. Okay. Favorite advice was probably that for men, lots of women beautiful. She grew up black and loves her. She's pretty ankles. Let me see them ankles, girl. Let me see them ankles. Yeah, I think when it comes to that, yeah, a man will find, and he will look at her in like a goofy way, but It was this movie with Jack Black. I can't think of the name of the movie, but he saw. Was it Gwyneth Paltrow? He saw that Tony Robbins hypnotized him, and he saw her as beautiful, and but she didn't look that way in real life. So yeah. It's taking me to Jamaican culture events, playing Jamaican music as a child. Okay, yeah. Well, UK and Canada has a pretty good West Indian and Jamaican pop. You know what I'm saying? Population. US too. Shallow How. Yes. That's what it was. Yeah. That song. Either by Miles Davis or Giant Steps by Coltrane. Okay. So I don't know what my dad's favorite song is, but the song I remember is that song by it's called Ain't That a Bitch. I know Chat Lives Matter. You know who that is. I can't think of the name right now. I gotta look it up. I'm embarrassed. Because he sings Superman Lover as well. Johnny Watson. There you go. That's who it was. Johnny Guitar Watson. Oh, yeah, you know. Yeah, Carrie got it. Yep. Yeah, that song, I remember that the album cover, and it was like this thin-faced dog on the album cover. But if you listen to the words of that song, that song still the words actually still apply to today. They still apply to today if you listen to the lyrics of that song. All right, so I'm gonna throw some TV dads at y'all. Well, okay, so Lisa, you already said James Evans. What about Uncle Phil? We rocking with Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince. Are we rocking with Uncle Phil? Were we rocking with Carl Winslow from Family Matters? Furious Styles from Boys in the Hood. I don't know why I have Mufasa here. Lion King. Uncle Phil's cool. Don't want to cross him. Yeah. But yeah. Well, I said TV, so I did say TV. I just was I shouldn't have said TV. I should have just said not TV show. I should have TV movies, but yeah, Furious Styles. We like Furious Styles. He like Homer. Yeah, Homer Simpson is funny too. He's a good dad. But yeah, listen, again, I appreciate y'all for checking in with me. Glow. What's up? Appreciate you for stopping in. I'm about to wrap it up. It's 8:15 now. I gotta be to work in 3.5 hours. So I'll try to give you like a quick little power nap. But I did want to thank everybody for stopping through. Shout out to the fathers, stepfathers, the fathers co-parenting, mentors, grandfathers raising kids, It can be challenging sometimes. Spot him. What's good, bro? It can be challenging sometimes, but and I know that like now fatherhood is kind of shifting a little bit, where you have to be traditionally is more emotional involvement, and then with the break in the family, it's a lot more co-parenting. So, those may be some of the challenges, but fatherhood is evolving. It's the same, but it is some evolving that has to happen, just because over time we are learning new things, and our kids are not us. Things that work for us may not be working for our kids, so we definitely have to evolve. And we don't have to be perfect. We just got to show up consistently. And that's really all that I have for us today. I just wanted to pop in real quick. And again, like I said, I was going to be here for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, but I got to salute y'all for really, really engaging and helping me through this. And again, it is, and that's for me. I'm not a really celebratory person, but I do want to highlight things specifically. If you notice, there'll be a theme. I'll do a little bit of everything, but I'm a really advocate for men. Us getting our shit together, mentally, emotionally, and physically as well. Again, I had to be talked out of going to work today because I'm always grinding, and I want to encourage us men, like, hey, if we take fathers, you take a little step back, and you could take your foot off the gas a little bit. Everybody will be all right, and we got to take care of ourselves. Especially if you one of those glue people, you one of the glue, your people, your families need you to be around. If for nothing else, like I said, your kids might just want to sit next to you in a movie theater or play a game of cards with you, or they may need some advice. They may need your advice, or they may need you just to listen, shut up and listen and be there. But the main thing is just to show up and be consistent. And make sure we're doing it with love, from a place of love. That's the most important thing. Let me turn my music down. Let me turn that off. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming in. Even if you came in late, watch the replay. I'm actually trying to grow the channel, so I'm going to be showing up more. So if you think, if you do go back and replay, you feel like somebody could benefit from, listening to this particular stream or my messaging overall, by all means, share it out. And y'all be safe out here. All right. Peace.
Yeah. Look, invitation sent, signed, sealed, delivered, you got it, now welcome in. Engaging with the listener, a space for where you is. As we debate particulars, trying to build a bridge through conversation that's intimate. The mission is thought-provoking with words spoken. Bitter truth, not to sugarcoat it, just to open this place on display. Wisdom in the words that he say, a part of just embracing every gray over here. No fear, clear, I'm unafraid. I'm much older, I no longer hold a child ways. Adults in the room, times past for playing games. Grown talk, isn't that the reason why you came? Simple and plain, delivery raw, straight to the chase. Better than before, learning from your yesterdays. Introducing insight, influence, be amazed by a brother of a certain age. Now rock with him.